They say, number two, they also say human sacrifice is abhorrent to God, and under no Jewish Hebrew basis would God allow or approve of such a thing. Therefore, again, Jesus could not be the Jewish Messiah. So the idea that God abhors human sacrifice, and therefore a person could never atone for the sins of another person. Okay, I'm sorry, but this is just not the case. The last time we talked about this, we talked about the Akedah, right? The binding of Isaac. Mm-hmm. And we got so many comments from Jewish unbelievers who said, this is taken way out of context. It wasn't, but that's okay. So instead of going that direction this time, I thought, you know what? Okay, let's go this way. First of all, in terms of the Ezekiel passage, even the Jews would agree, even the Jewish rabbis would agree with me. And let me give you some examples. Okay. So for instance, I got 3 passages from you, all from rabbinic sources. Now before the Christians start slaughtering me over, I can't believe you're quoting rabbinic sources. I'm not saying that I agree with the rabbis on this. What I'm saying is this is Jewish theology. This is straight out of Jewish holy books. Okay? Not that I'm saying that I rest my faith on these or even agree with them, but this is what the Talmud says. In the Bavli and Moed Katan 28a, it says, Rabbi Ami said, why was the Torah portion that describes the death of Miriam juxtaposed to the portion dealing with the red heifer? To tell you, just as the red heifer atones for sin, so too the death of the righteous atones for sin. Rabbi Eliezer said, why was the Torah portion that describes the death of Aaron juxtaposed to the portion discussing the priestly garments? This teaches that just as the priestly garments atone for sin, so too the death of the righteous atones for sin. In Midrash Rabbah 20:12, it says, the sons of Aaron died on the 1st of Nisan. Why then is their death mentioned in connection with the Day of Atonement? It must be to teach that as the Day of Atonement affects atonement, so the death of the righteous affects atonement. Whence do we know that the Day of Atonement affects atonement? From the fact that it says, for on this day shall atonement be made for you, to cleanse you. Leviticus 16:30. And whence that the death of the righteous affects atonement? From the fact it is written, and they buried the bones of Saul and Jonathan his son, 2 Samuel 21:14. And it also is written, after that God was entreated for the land.
And you could add to that one of the traditional liturgies for Rosh Hashanah.
Right.
Has to do with the Akedah.
Right.
And the merit of the blood of Isaac.
Right.
And so it's ignorant. I would say that the person who typed that email is confused, and I don't mean this to shame the person, but frankly uneducated.
Well, here's the thing. Wait, hang on just a sec though. What this is this
or it's deliberate, or it's deliberate straw man to try to distract people,
or it's ignorance building on a deliberate straw man to deceive people,
or any combination thereof.
And the reason I would say that is because Tovia Singer knows better. Tovia Singer is a rabbi. He's an
anti-missionary.
He's a huge anti-missionary, and he uses this argument. Oh, Jews have never believed in human sacrifice. We would never say that the death of a human would atone for sin. But he knows the Talmud. He knows that what he's saying is not true in Jewish theology. I'm going to give you one more just because I can already hear the naysayers. In the Babylonian Talmud, Shabbat 33b, it says, the Gemara answers, there it must be understood in accordance with the statement of Rabbi Gurion, and Rabbi Gurion said, and some say that it was Rav Yosef, son of Rabbi Shemaiah, who said it, at a time when there are righteous people in the generation. The righteous are seized, that is, they die or suffer for the sins of the generation. If there are no righteous people in the generation, school children who are also without sin are seized for the sins of the generation. Now, this is a really interesting passage because this suggests, and this is where there's going to be a huge difference between Christianity and Judaism, or those who believe in Yeshua and Judaism. The Babylonian Talmud in Shabbat 33b says that either a righteous person or school children, because school children are also without sin. So this is to say that the righteous are without sin and that school children are without sin. Whereas Christianity is going to say the fall of Adam and Eve imputed sin to all who came after them. and therefore there are none who are righteous, not even one, right? And Paul quotes this in Romans. So the point is that within those who believe in Yeshua, the idea is that we're all guilty. The only thing that can save us is the blood of someone, or the merit or the blood of someone who is completely righteous, who has no sin. And there is only one, and that is Yeshua. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button, and check out more videos from Messiah Matters.